Welcome to the Stony Brook Media Group's live pregame show. I'm Skylar Day Harmon.
And I'm Brittany Dietz. This is such an exciting day because it is our first Hofstra Stony Brook game where we are both within the Colonial Athletic Association and where the results will count on an association level.
And it's extra exciting that they are here on our home turf as a division rival. Brittany, I noticed we're both wearing pink today. Is that in celebration of Valentine's Day that's on Tuesday?
It is a lovely coincidence, and despite my Valentine's nails, it's actually for a different reason that reporter Catherine Procacci is going to tell us all about. Kat?
Hi, thanks Skylar and Brittany. So yes, today is the Play for K pink game, which is a tradition for the women's basketball team. You'll see that many of the players, along with ourselves, are wearing pink to honor women who have survived cancer. As it so happens, my mom is one of those survivors, and she survived breast cancer about 4 years ago, and I'm super proud of her. So shout out to you, Mom, and back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Kat. Skylar, how are you feeling about a potential cross-island rivalry?
I love rivalry. I was raised in an Ohio State Buckeye household, so we sort of thrived on that rivalry, especially when it was game day between OSU and Michigan. So I would love to have that kind of team spirit on a Long Island level because it brings everyone together. But how do you think that the athletic department is feeling about a cross-island rivalry?
You know, I think it would be great for school spirit and Long Island morale all around. I actually got the opportunity to speak with Stony Brook's athletic director, Sean Hellebron, about the current Long Island rivalry. Here's what he had to say. It's your first year in a new conference, the Colonial Athletic Association, much more competitive than the America East. Hasn't been the easiest of transitions for your teams on the field. What do you take away from your first year in the CAA thus far?
Well, we were always looking ahead at how we grow, how we build, and we knew it would be a challenge, and that's what we wanted. We wanted to take that next step from a competitive standpoint, and we've got to continue to build and invest and recruit so that we can go and win CAA championships, and I think our men's cross-country team brought home the first and showed what was possible, and we're very excited about our future and really proud of our teams for competing and looking forward to bringing home some more championships before the year's done.
Yeah, and what were some difficulties you might have faced?
Well, I think, you know, it's when you're taking a step up in competition, the success that we've been accustomed to, it's going to be a little more difficult to come by. So we've got to compete, we've got to stay positive in those moments. And I think from a travel perspective, in the old conference, we were taking buses everywhere. Now we're on flights, which brings a little higher price tag to it. So learning some of these travel operations and being as efficient as possible. But overall, it's been a huge positive for the department.
Yeah, and what are some highlights maybe this past year?
Yeah, as I mentioned, you know, men's cross country winning the first CAA championship was great. Women's soccer making the postseason tournament. And I think for our student athletes, just the opportunity to travel to new campuses, some new facilities, and for us, we've seen the benefit in recruiting. We're able to recruit a higher caliber of student athlete, not just athletically, but also academically, which is really exciting.
Yeah, and the basketball teams are in their first year in the CAA. How do you feel about the women's performances so far?
The women's team has been you know, clearly a highlight for us over the past few years. And you know, for them to go from the top of the America East to the top of the CAA, it's a testament to our coaching staff, starting with Coach Langford and down to our women, our two senior leaders, and Annie Warren and Gigi Gonzalez have continued to pave the way. And you know, hopefully we'll be able to finish strong and get back to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and how do you feel about the men's performances so far?
Well, the men, it's been an unbelievable year with injuries. You know, when you start the year losing your projected starting point guard, your projected two guard, we have 5 guys sitting on the bench who really could help our team right now. But I'm proud of the guys who are playing. When you have only, for most of the year, 8 healthy scholarship players, that's a real difficult road to hoe. But they've stayed the course, they're staying positive. The wins have not come, and then that's clearly a result of the injuries and the lack of depth. But I really believe we're setting the stage for one of the greatest comeback stories next year with this men's basketball team, with all these guys coming back healthy.
Yeah, and now being part of the CAA, we have a Long Island rival. Hofstra is a well-oiled machine in sports. So what does it mean to this program to have such an accomplished rival so close to us in proximity?
That was one of the exciting elements of joining the CAA. We've obviously played Hofstra in non-conference and in most of our sports, but to have that in a conference format now, it means that much more. It's really exciting, and for basketball especially, to know that they're playing here at Island Federal Arena every year, we're going there, and for us to compete against Hofstra for conference championships, it's awesome, and I'm hopeful that students, alums, the community really rallies around this battle for Long Island, and it's going to be a fun one to watch over the years.
Yeah, is there anything about it that makes you nervous?
No, it's just I want it to be something that our student athletes take tremendous pride in when they play Hofstra, and for our alums to really get energized by it. And it's what makes college sports great, the rivalries. Yeah. And with Hofstra, we look forward to building that over the years. And there will come a point where we're playing them for a conference championship, and that's going to be really fun.
Yeah, and how do you think both basketball teams feel about this rival?
They're really highly excited about it. Last year, when our men's basketball team beat Hofstra, we were on the back page of Newsday. It was a huge moment for them, and they've had our number over the years, quite frankly. And now that we're moving up to the higher conference to join them, we look forward to competing over the years and really having a fun, heated, but very amicable rivalry as we move forward.
Yeah, and this Sunday is a pretty big game. So what would it mean to you if we do win, considering the women's are third place in the conference?
It's a big game, obviously. For our women, we're playing for a seed. We're still playing for a regular season conference championship, and every game is huge, especially in conference, but every game against Hofstra is that much bigger. So I think it's going to be a great day. It's obviously Super Bowl Sunday, yes. But for us, it's the Battle of Long Island. And for our women to come in, and we got the win against them at their place earlier this year. They're going to come in. They got a big win against Towson on a buzzer beater. So we're going to have to really work hard, but this means a lot, and it's a big game for us.
Yeah, and how do you think the women will feel if they do win?
I think they'll be excited. They, it's that point of the year where all the hard work, really you play for the down the stretch moments, and you're playing for these types of games in conference, and certainly in the rivalry games, you want to come out on top, and I know they'll be fired up if they are able to come off this court with a win on Sunday.
Now for today's starting lineup, for the Seawolves, we have number 0, Gigi Gonzalez, number 4, Anastasia Warren, number 24, Daisha Almond, number 15, Shamarla King, number 22, Cherise Pittman.
And now for the Hofstra Pride, starting today, we have number 22, Allie Knight, number 3, Sherelle Aneza, number 2, Emma Von Essen, number 15, Brandy Thomas, and number 13, Zahima Swint.
Coming into today's game, our women's Seawolves are tied for 4th in the conference standings. Hofstra is entering the day in 11th place.
Skylar, this is a big game. There's going to be a lot of people in the arena, but let's take a look at some players to watch. Stony Brook-wise, I'm looking out for shooting guard Annie Warren, center Cherise Pittman, and point guard Gigi Gonzalez. Honestly, the whole team is a force to be reckoned with.
Yes, Hofstra has a very strong team player-wise as well. I'd keep an eye on Brandy Thomas, Sorel Iniza, Zahima Swint, definitely.
With how good all of these players are, I can really see the game going either way.
Brittany and I have been at Stony Brook for several years, but we don't have a personal experience with what Stony Brook sports were like pre-2020. To give us some perspective, we have a fixture of the sports community, Rob Emrick. Kat has all the info. Kat?
Thanks again, Skylar and Brittany. So I'm standing here with Rob Emrick, the Deputy Director of Athletics here at Stony Brook. So Rob, can you tell me a little bit about what you do?
Well, Kat, thanks for having us. I appreciate the time to be here.
Well,
a little bit of what I do is I oversee the external area of the athletic department. A lot of people talk about athletic departments when they're broken down into internal pieces and external pieces. When I say external, marketing, fundraising, tickets, and basically revenue generation. So myself, and I have a terrific staff, really try to get the exposure for Stony Brook and help raise the revenue we need to make the department successful.
Awesome. And I've heard you've been here for a while. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I can. I have been here for a while. I'm one of the elder statesmen, if you will, on campus and in the department. I've been here 25 years. I was fortunate to start in '97. As we just turned the page, it'll be 26 years this summer. And I've been very lucky. It's been an amazing journey for me and my family. When I started here, we were Division II, graduated, if you will, to Division I, and watching us grow from an independent Division I program, 20 years in the America East, now our first year as a member of the CAA. It's been a terrific journey for me. So I owe everything to Stony Brook, right? My career, I'm able to grow in that professionally. My life, my wife I met here, my kids were born here, and now 25 years later, I can't believe we are where we are, and as we continue to make the next steps forward as a Division I institution.
So, for you, what does it mean being a Seawolf in Stony Brook Athletics?
Yeah, well, like I said, it means everything to me because my family and my career have been tied to this since I was in my 20s, all the way to now. So it means everything. It means everything to be a part of this. I've been very fortunate. The leadership we have now, and the President McGinnis and the presidents that we've come before her, has been outstanding. So this place, this campus is a very special place. Anybody who's at any time who's worked here, been a part of anything here, knows how special a place it is. And so for me, I am eternally grateful for what Stony Brook has given me, my family, and the opportunity it's given this community to grow and thrive. So I'm really looking forward to continuing being a part of it, to watch Stony Brook Athletics continue to grow right here on Long Island.
Thank you. And that's amazing. So thank you so much for your time, and we'll bring you back to the studio.
Thank you.
All of this is so exciting, and as we've established, there are so many important players on both teams to watch this game. Who else should we be looking out for, Skylar?
We definitely have to keep an eye on the Stony Brook cheerleaders. Let's see what Daniela Rodriguez has to say about them.
Let's go Seawolves!
And that's the spirit of the Stony Brook cheerleaders. These girls bring all their peppiness when they step onto the court or on the field.
Being a Seawolf cheerleader is honestly the most fun that I've ever had cheerleading, and I'll say the most fun cheerleading in general. This school is so unique in a bunch of its traditions. All the basketball games, football games are super fun.
Between their incredibly challenging routines and how their vivacious energy riles up the Seawolf crowd, the Stony Brook cheerleaders certainly bring it on.
To be a Seawolf is to have a community built within the school and represent everyone here at Stony Brook. I love being a Seawolf because it allows me to show how much I love Stony Brook and the community that we've all built.
Being on the sidelines is a really big part of what we do, and it's so exciting to be able to incorporate the students, the community, our families, our friends into cheering on our sports teams and helping to pave them a way to success.
Cheering at Stony Brook is very special to me because the community here is very different than other schools that I've seen. Being a Seawolf is a lot different. Even when we went to nationals, we had people coming up to us from other states and asking us what a Seawolf is. It was definitely really fun.
Be sure to say hello to the Stony Brook cheerleaders during today's game. Reporting for the Stony Brook Media Group, I'm Daniela Rodriguez.
Thanks, Daniela. We are within moments of this historic CAA Hofstra vs. Stony Brook game beginning. Thank you for joining us for the Stony Brook Media Group's pregame show. I'm Brittany Dietz.
And I'm Skylar Day Harmon. Be sure to tune into the Stony Brook Media Group's halftime report. It's almost tip-off. Be sure to tune in to SNY at 1 p.m. for the start of the game.